Hi everybody, it's Melissa here. Today we are going to sew up the adult Cades Coves with the crossover waistband. So let's get everything started. We're going to sew up these top crotch seams first. You have a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You can use your serger like myself or your home sewing machine. Just want to make sure you have your edges all put together. If you need to use pins or clips, you can do so. And then we're going to go ahead and do the other side. Now remember, before you start sewing these, make sure that your fabric is right sides together. So your print, if you have a print on it, your prints are facing each other. So now that we have that all done, we are going to take these and fold them so that these seams are going to be facing each other, like so. Now they kind of look like shorts. Make sure everything lines up. Now you can either do your hemming around right now, or you can sew up your crotch seam and then hem afterwards, which is what we're going to do. So we will make sure that these edges are nice and lined up. You can use, like I said, pins or clips if you need. Make sure that that crotch seam is lined up to the back crotch seam. And then sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Just make sure it's all lined up here. Perfect. So now we can set this aside. Sorry, I'm just kind of reading the instructions here. Okay, so our waistband, I've got it folded so that they are together. The long sides it's folded vertically. There we go, or horizontally. There we go, that's the word. So now I'm just going to take these pins, and right at the tip there is kind of a little bit of a curve. You want to put that curve together. So curve is curve. It's right before it goes into that V. And then just start pinning it all together all along the sides. I find it helps to maybe even put a basting stitch in here just to kind of keep it so that it doesn't slide around. Hoping you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to pin all the way around here. Making sure there's 4 layers of fabric here, so you want to make sure that they're all together. Now you don't want to stretch this. You literally just want to pin it like a 1-to-1 ratio. Right from tip to tip. And then you can kind of see that crossover forming there. Now those tips should line up right around the sides of your shorts. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this tip and I'm going to put the tip of it right at the front of the crotch seam and pin that in place. Like I said, you can do a basting stitch so that it doesn't move on you. It's however you feel most comfortable. And then take the back of that and pin it to the back seam. And just kind of make sure that it's all nice and even all the way around, stretching it just slightly. You don't want to overstretch, but you do want it snug. if it has any bit of give in there. Just use your pins or your clips. Making sure you have all of those raw edges together and all of those fabric layers together. And there you go. Now we're going to just serge or sew, sorry, all the way around with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Making sure as you go to not run over any pins or clips, and that you are still kind of tugging just a little bit to make sure that those layers are nice and flat. You don't want to overly tug because then you're going to get a really wavy seam. Almost at the finish line here. Make sure that edge is tucked in so that it catches. And there you go. Crossover waistband complete. Get this all straightened out here for you guys. There. It's there. There we go. Crossover done. So now we're going to do our hemming on our legs. As you can see, I already done this one. We're going to go ahead and take this and just fold it inside about 1/2 inch. And then pin all the way around. I like to do my seam side first, and then I go over to the other side and then do the other side. And if I need some more pins, I put in a little bit more pins. And then once you have all those complete, you can go ahead and sew all the way around that inside edge with either your sewing machine or cover stitch if you have. There we go. And get these all nice and straightened out here for you guys. Perfect. So there you have it. And if you need, you can just kind of tuck them out. There's the seams or the hem, and there's the front. And there you have your first pair of shorts. See you.